Hey guys, welcome to one of my short, quick videos. We're keeping them shorter these days, under 20 minutes, just the stuff that you need to fix your car, get the information, get back on the road. I'm going to try not to leave anything out, but I'm going to try to make it quick. Stay tuned, let's go. Today we're working on a Kelsey Hayes module, one of many that we've done. There is these little T8s in here. This one was extremely dirty. It had to have a bath. These older ones, like this, if it looks like this, they're going to have these little screws in them. All right, now you got this top sealed all the way around with a silicone bead. Best way to get that silicone bead off is start moving around it with a little razor blade. I like this one with the hook in it. It seems to work the best. Work your way around that bead and just get in between the lid and the housing. You don't want to get in there too deep because there's a circuit board in there that you don't want to screw up. And when you get to where the screw holes were, there's a little pin in there, something that keeps it from continuing on. When you get to it, just get your razor blade back out of there, move past it, carry on. At this point, you want a couple of things. You want a small screwdriver so you can get started. Get that in there, just get you a little gap going. You don't want to get too deep in there because, like I said, there is a circuit board. That'll allow you to get a bigger screwdriver in there. Just go shallow on this. Shallow is better because you don't want to grab the circuit board. As you get it out a little bit, you'll be able to see the circuit board and stay off of it. Also helps if you've got one of these handy dandy set of pliers. Tear my whole workbench off to get them out of here. And if you can get the pliers in there, these reverse pliers, let it close on me again. If you can get your pliers in there, get a hold of it, then you can just push it up pretty easily. And you're off. All of those are the solenoids. This is the relay. These are connector pins that correspond to connectors on this thing, as well as this one. There are occasions when there's something else wrong other than this, but it's pretty rare. Okay, under the microscope now, and we are looking at the connector pins. You can see some cracking going on with that. Oh, okay, there we are. Some cracking, nothing severe. I've seen a hell of a lot worse. Don't see a whole lot of cracking going on in this one. Here is the relay pins. Oh yeah, there we go. This pin, where was it? Right there. See, it's moving freely in the hole. You know, and that is, while it may work occasionally, that's certainly enough for this thing to start throwing codes and acting weird. All right, moving on to the solenoids. I'm going to go ahead and reflow these anyhow. I mean, so I just like to see, before I do anything, I just like to go ahead and see that we have found a definite problem, because that's usually what your customer is going to ask you. Hey man, did you find anything? We'll go ahead and at least solder the bad one underneath the microscope here. Y'all can see a little better under the microscope what's going on, what I'm doing. Alright, on these you don't really need a fine tip. You can get away with just using your chisel tip. Much easier to solder these than it is the instrument clusters we work on. Not doing a microprocessor or anything today. So this is all we're going to do is we're just going to go over solder points and give them a fresh lease on life. Come on. Sometimes you come across a ground pin that doesn't like, it just takes, I don't got it, everything's in the way. It just takes a little more heat. Okay, we're good there. And I'll try to keep my big fat head out of the way. Y'all can see a little better about where I'm at and what I'm working on when I'm on the overhead camera, but you get a little more detail in the microscope. Same process on all of these. Alright, that is it. These solenoids go through, this is what you're refreshing the connection here. These things move around a lot, it's subject to a lot of vibration, so you usually get a lot of cracking on those, and almost understandably. Some of them have more solenoids than 6, some of them have 8 or 9. It doesn't matter, just look for the pins that are coming through directly opposite of here. You'll see two big pins coming through, that's where their connection points are. Also, just look for the cracking. If you look through the microscope and you can just look around, see if you can find anything that looks like it is cracking or etc. Go ahead and touch it up. You know, I do this on just about everything that comes in. I look and see, okay, we look good everywhere, or, you know, have I found an area where I'm concerned with something? Well, if you're concerned with it, just touch it up. All you need to get it back together is don't get the black silicone on you, because that stuff, it stays. Black rubber sealant, Permatex, it'll work. Just run yourself a little bead around there. It doesn't have to be real thick because you're just going to sandwiching in between two beads. All you need is just that adhesion between them. If it gets to be too much on there, that's no problem. Put as much as you want. You're the one cleaning up the mess. Then the process on this one is as simple as put the lid back on it and put the screws back in it. If you have one that doesn't have the screws, which is the newer models or whatever, they made them without the screws. You're going to have to get yourself something like this. This is what I use for these, and clamp that lid on there until it dries. That's the best way to do it. And I throw it in a corner and let it dry, and it's done in 2-3 hours. Usually long before the customer ever comes to pick it up. These are a little touchy. It's hard to get these to hang on to the ones in here. Let's see if I can show y'all a little trick I use every now and then. Put your screw on, yourself a little piece of tape, stick it there. Screw it in. Grab your tape. And watch yourself when you're doing it, especially if you're doing it with a drill. That thing will swing around. I can't tell you how many shirts I've ruined by that happening, and then the silicone gets all over your shirt. Previous video I did that and I killed one of my favorite shirts, my Oilers shirt from back in the day when the Oilers were the Oilers. And you guys, if you watch that one, you'll be happy to know the Oilers shirt was saved. My wife is pretty good at handling stuff like that. So a little tool tip bonus for y'all. These are awesome. They come in several different sizes. You can see that very clearly or not, but they work opposite of pliers. They're spreaders. They're an awesome tool. Get them on Amazon. You can't believe how many times those things come in handy. Bought something else the other day. Pretty cool. This sucker is a little air blower. Something like 100 and something mile an hour wind coming out of that thing, and it does a great job. No more dirty keyboards. Awesome. You get, and of course, basically everything that I have on here is available on Amazon because that's the way it is. Did have a guy that asked me about a little shop tour. I'll probably put one of those together and you'll see it sometime soon. Hey, if you like what you saw here today, get down there in them buttons, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to get advised of the new content as it's released. My name is John. We've been here in San Antonio for over 20 years fixing electronics. We specialize in automotive, but we definitely can fix any component level repairs you might need. The company is Automotive Electronics. You can look us up on Google's Automotive Electronics in San Antonio, and you'll find us every single time. Until next time, I hope all your repair attempts are successful. Hopefully you save yourself a little cash along the way. I appreciate you guys watching. Thanks a lot. We'll see you in the next video.